Okay, so yesterday was the Ramachandra Vijayotsav, and it's a very auspicious occasion. And I was thinking about speaking a little bit from uh, Ram Leela. So we all know in India, everyone would have heard about Ramayana and different versions of Ramayana and different pastimes. Like everyone would have some new folk tales, that they would have heard about Lord Sri Ramachandra. So we also have the description of Lord Ramachandra in the Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by Shukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. No, that's very auspicious, and also the Bhagavatam's version of things is considered to be the highest. Now, why it is considered to be highest? Because right from the beginning, Dharma Prochita Kaitavatra, Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam, right? So this Bhagavatam is not going to speak of anything that is going to do with any material things. No, it is going to directly target the topmost level of Krishna consciousness. And we do see so many material things in Bhagavatam, but that is being taken into account only for criticizing, no, only for showing it down, saying that, oh, this is not very great. Like the ultimate thing is Krishna consciousness. Ultimate thing is intense devotion to the Supreme Lord, right? So in this way, like this Ramayana, whatever has been highlighted in Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be a very wonderful, very amazing stuff actually. So now let's read from, means let's take a little bit of reading from Ramayana, that is the 10th chapter of the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and from there we will take on, right? So first shloka, it goes like this. Shri Shuka Uvacha Katmanga Dirga Bhaguscha Raghus Tasmat Pratushravaha Ajastato Maharajas Tasmat Dasharato Bhavad. Shukadev Goswami said the son of Maharaj Katvanga was Dirghabahu, and his son was the celebrated Maharaj Raghu. From Maharaj Raghu came Aja, and from Aja was born the great personality Maharaj Dasharatha. So it's again an opportunity for us to read Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the purest of all scriptures. And here we are going to read the charitra of Charita of the Lord Ramachandra and the dynasty, where Lord Ramachandra appeared, Raghu Vamsha. That is also very great and amazing, right? So wherever the Lord appears, it's like it's mentioned that when if there is a chandan tree that is there in a forest, that actually spreads the its aroma everywhere, in the whole forest. So in the same way, like here where the Lord appears in a particular family, the whole dynasty becomes so glorious, right? So these names which are connected to the Lord, they are also very auspicious. तस्यापि भगवान् येष साक्षात् ब्रह्ममयो हरिः असं अस् अंशांशेन चतुर्दागात् पुत्रत्वं प्राथितशुरैः रामलक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्ना इति संजय. So this is auspicious to chant the names of Lord Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna iti samjaya. So being prayed for by the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth Himself, directly appeared with His expansions and expansions of expansions. Their holy names were Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations thus appeared in 4 forms as the sons of Maharaj Dasharatha. So here we see a very important function. The Lord, when He appears, though it is called as scheduled incarnation, the Lord, it is scheduled, when the Lord will appear in this world. But then, somebody has to go and pray, for the appearance of the Lord. So there must be some ruckus that is going on. There must be some problem that is going on. And, the devotees are praying, very intensely that without you, my Lord, it is not possible for us to get saved. It is only by you we can be saved, and no one else can save us. No, in that kind of a mood, when they go and pray to the Lord, then the Lord will say, okay, fine, no, I'll come. So, even though it is scheduled, so the Lord comes with an invitation, and Lord departs from this world also with an invitation. So in this regard, we were sharing in the morning japa time also this particular shloka which we were trying to memorize few days back. Sri Ram Prabhu and myself, we were trying to memorize. It says, Balasya Neha Sharanam Pitaro Nrishimha, like Nartasya Chagadam Udanvati Majjato no, Taptasya Tat Prativitirya Ihanja Sheshtas, Tavad Vibho Tanubrutam Twadupekshithanam. So this is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj, and he praying to Lord Nrsimha. He's telling that Balasya Neha Charanam. So for Pitarov Nrsimha, so as children cannot be protected by their parents all the time, right? So children cannot be protected by their parents all the time. In fact, this is a very nice mood in which we should also raise our children. I always fondly remember in this connection Dhruva Maharaj's mother Suniti. No, she was when Dhruva Maharaj was in so much of distress. No, child Dhruva was in so much of distress, being insulted by the stepmother. So Suniti says that, you see, like, I may not be able to put off your distress completely. I am just your helpless mother. But then you should take shelter of that Supreme Lord, who is the mother and father of everyone, right? So he can actually remove the distress of everyone. So you should take shelter of that personality. So we should not falsely think just because somebody has become our child, so he belongs to me or she belongs to me, and things like that. We cannot create soul. No, soul is not created by anyone. Soul, all the souls are children of God, children of Krishna. No, Krishna mentions Aham Bija Pratapita. So all the souls are children of Krishna, and we have just given the bodies, and we have a duty to take care of them, and we also have the duty to connect them to their supreme father and mother. We should not think that, oh, this is my child and no, I will control this child. No, we should think that this is child of Krishna, this is child of Krishna, and he should be connected back to Krishna. So everyone should work towards that direction, right? So this mama mameti, this actually binds this word so strongly. So we should try to see in every aspect how that thing which I am possessing, or which is there in my possession, is actually property of Krishna and should be used in Krishna's service, and it should be inspired. Everyone should be inspired to take part in Krishna's service, right? So that's the main purpose of the parents, right? And here we see that the Lord is appearing, on the request of the devatas, and because they are going through a lot of torment by the demons, so they are requesting the Lord to appear, and then the Lord very graciously accepts, and he appears in four forms: Lord Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. So the names of these four are so amazing, we can constantly keep chanting them. So actually, the word Rama means one who is the giver of pleasure. No, he is the reservoir of all pleasure, right? So Krishna is also called as Rama, right? So even Balarama is also called as Rama. So Rama means like one who is the source of all pleasure, and one who's a giver of pleasure, right? So in this way, Lord Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna, so they were born in the family of, in the Raghuvamsha to Maharaj Dasharatha, right? Okay, let's continue a little bit more. Tasyanucharitam rajan rishibhistattvadarshibhi shrutam hi varnitam bhuri tasya sita pater muhuhu. O King Parikshit, the transcendental activities of Lord Ramachandra have been described by great saintly persons who have seen the truth. Because you have heard again and again about Lord Ramachandra, the husband of Mother Sita, I shall describe these activities only in brief. Please listen. Okay, this is a difficult sloka for chanting. Let's read the translation. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king, and accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to even bear the touch of Sita's palms. Right? So this is a very, very touching, pastime of the Lord, where the Lord is showing the heights of obedience, heights of following the parents and following the elders and following the authorities. No, this is really amazing. No, wherein Dasharath Maharaj did not even directly tell Lord Ramachandra, now you go to the forest. So if any of us would have been there, no, we would have said that, okay, no, you gave a promise to no our mother, then why should I follow that? No, if you have guts, you open your mouth and say that I should go to the forest and things like that. So here we see that Lord Ramachandra, just by understanding this is the precarious condition my father is in, he had given a word long back, and then he's been asked of for this boon that Lord Ramachandra should be banished to forest for 14 years. So here, no, Lord Ramachandra, he just accepts it. And just by hearing about it, just by getting to know about it, he just accepts it. And then, no, he is going to the forest. In fact, yesterday also we were sharing the same thing with in another forum. So where this is a very important principle. Lord, the Supreme Lord is the Bhokta, the Supreme Lord is the enjoyer. We are meant to be enjoyed by the Lord, and we are meant to supply the enjoyment for the Lord. Now, as servants, now ideally, what does a servant do? So, a servant generally he serves the master. A servant generally, like, he takes things to the master, he facilitates the enjoyment of the master. That's the job of a servant. And here, no, our dear master Lord Ramachandra, so he is stepping onto the forest. No, forest means what? There is no bed, there is no in fact he was not even wearing slippers, and means his slippers was no, honorably taken by Bharata. And then there is no royal dress, and there is no decoration in his body, and the hairs are matted. The like it is very difficult to take care of every aspect of the body. So generally the ascetics in the forest, they would try to minimize, no, they would try to simplify their course of action. They would try to make their hair matted. They would try to, keep everything simple, dress simple, everything simple. So in that way, there is no alankar, there is no shringar for Lord Ram, right? So in the forest, so it is a very heartbreaking kind of a thing for a devotee. A devotee wants to see the Lord very gorgeously decorated, very nicely decorated. He is sitting on the simhasan. He is sitting, very nicely and receiving, various offerings and worship and things like that. That's the way we want to see our Lord. But then, no, Lord Ramachandra, he goes to the forest in this Vesha, and we see the similar kind of incident that happens in the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, wherein he takes sannyas, and then, no, that's actually a very heartbreaking situation. Sannyas means to give up all the enjoyment, to give up all the, what is that, to sleep in the very minimal condition, to eat very frugally, and in every way, it's a very very austere kind of ashram, and the Supreme Lord accepts that ashram, right? So it is these situations are quite kind of heartbreaking for a devotee of the Lord. So but then, this is how the Lord actually attracts the hearts of all the living entities, right? So he actually goes through all these things, in that way, like he actually binds the living entities hearts unto his lotus feet. So let's continue a little bit more. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshmana, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanaka, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge across the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramachandra give us all protection. So this shloka is actually a summary of the whole, means the important main milestones of the whole Ramayana. So Shurpanaka was trying to seduce Lord Rama and Lakshmana, but then they didn't budge for that. They actually cut her nose and ears, and she went and reported to Ravana. And Ravana, she actually in fact reported about the beauty of Mother Sita. And this is the demoniac nature. Demoniac nature is to is wanting to enjoy the Lord, wanting to enjoy the energy of the Lord and wanting to enjoy the Lord. That is the demoniac nature, actually. So here we see that Ravana wants to enjoy Mother Sita, and he forcibly tries to kidnap Mother Sita. So this is the Ravana mentality. In fact, all of us are suffering from this mentality. At least no, I'm at least suffering from this mentality. So wherein we want to enjoy the Lord's energy. So what is Mother Sita is all about? Mother Sita is Lakshmi Devi. And what are the ways in which Lakshmi Devi manifests herself in this world? Janma Aishwarya Shutashri, so good birth, education, wealth and beauty and things like that, name and fame, and all the opulences that we may possess. No, this is all Lakshmi, this is all energy of the Lord. So that has been, sometimes we address devotees as Shriman. Shriman means like, the person who has been decorated with the qualities of good fortune and things like that. He's fortunate, fortunate person. Fortunate means that person, upon whom there is Lakshmi Devi's some kataksha is there. But then if we try to enjoy this thing, that is our problem. So whether we have something in our possession or we don't have something in our possession, that does not matter. That doesn't matter. Whatever we have in our possession, are we trying to enjoy it or are we trying to apply it in service of the Lord? So that's what actually is key, in our attitude. That's what determines whether we are a demon or a devotee. So, we would say that anybody who's coming to Krishna consciousness, so we all have tendencies of demoniac nature, but then we want to be a devotee. That is how the sadhana process starts. And actually, when we become a devotee, so we are called a pure devotee of the Lord. Actually, our tendencies, natural tendencies, becomes as good as the as pure as the Shuddha Sattva, as pure as a clear lake. Then we are called as a pure devotee. Till then we are practicing devotees. Who's practicing the devotion? So a demon is practicing devotion, trying to weed out the demonic tendencies from the deep depths of the heart, right? So that's what we are all trying to do, right? So the demoniac tendency, we should not hesitate to point out or identify the demoniac tendencies that we have within ourselves. So more we become self-protective, saying that I don't have any demoniac tendencies, I am a very good person. So then it's very, very difficult to become a nice devotee. And a devotee who's trying to become a practicing devotee who wants to achieve the ultimate success, he will always be finding fault with himself. He will be very eager to find fault and correct himself, right? So that is the nature of like a healthy advancing devotee, right? So we should all try to adopt that vritti of finding fault in ourselves. The Ravana is there, like the tendencies of Ravana is there, the tendencies of demonic nature is there deep within our heart. We have to identify them and uproot them. If we try to protect them, then we are actually protecting Ravana. We are not taking shelter of Lord Rama. We are actually protecting Ravana, and that Ravana will, like, with all his 10 heads, he'll be like occupying our heart and consciousness very, very strongly, right? So we should be very careful to bring out this anarthas, to identify our anarthas and to act upon it, right? So that's a healthy, devotional attitude. Okay, so we will just try to read a little bit more. Here we see that Vishwamitra yena marichadya nishacharaha pashyato lakshmanashyaiva hata nirritta pungavaha. In the arena of sacrifice performed by Vishwamitra, Lord Ramachandra, the king of Ayodhya, killed many demons, rakshasas, and uncivilized men who wandered at night in the mode of darkness. May Lord Ramachandra, who killed these demons in the presence of Lakshmana, be kind enough to give us protection. Right? So this is also amazing, this one. So where Lord Ramachandra, as a small boy, before even he was like full youth, like he was taken away by Vishwamitra Muni, to kill some demons. And his father Dasharath Maharaj was not at all in favor of this, but then he gave a word to Vishwamitra Muni. So I would like to do whatever you like. I would like to serve you in any way. So then Vishwamitra Muni asked for Lord Ramachandra, and with a heavy heart, Dasharath Maharaj parted with Lord Ramachandra, and then Lakshmana was always a constant companion of Lord Ramachandra. And this is when, of course, Lord Ramachandra is all powerful, the supreme absolute truth. But then, in the pastime of Lord Ram, in the Ramayana, so we see that Lord Ramachandra learns a lot of things from Vishwamitra Muni, acquires a lot of weapons, lot of celestial weapons by the grace of Vishwamitra Muni. So, and then he serves Vishwamitra Muni as a very obedient disciple, and he serves very nicely, and he acquires a lot of things, and also he kills many demons, in the course of serving Vishwamitra Muni, right? And then we have यो लोकवीरसमितौ धनुरैषमुग्रं सीता स्वयंवरे गृह त्रिशो त्रिशतोपनीतम् आधाय भालगजलीलविवेक्षुयष्टिं सज्जीय कृतं नृपवृक्ष बभञ्ज मध्ये जित्वानुरूपगुणशीलवयोङ्गरूपं सीताभिधानं श्रियम् उरस्य अभिलप्तमानां मार्गे व्रजन् रघुपतेर्वनयत्पुरा प्ररुद्धं दर्पं महीं अकृतयस्त्रिर O King, the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra were wonderful, like those of a baby elephant. In the assembly where Mother Sita was to choose her husband, in the midst of the heroes of this world, he broke the bow belonging to Lord Shiva. This bow was so heavy that it was carried by 300 men. But Lord Ramachandra bent and strung it and broke it in the middle, just as a baby elephant breaks a stick of sugarcane. Thus, the Lord achieved the hand of Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, beauty, behavior, age, and nature. Indeed, she was the goddess of fortune, who constantly rests on the chest of the Lord. While returning from Sita's home. After gaining her at the assembly of the competitors, Lord Ramachandra met Parashuram. Although Parashuram was very proud, having rid the earth of the royal order 21 times, he was defeated by the Lord, who appeared to be a Kshatriya of the royal order. So here we see that now how the Supreme Lord meets with Mother Sita. So we have in the South Indian tradition, many places we have seen and participated in the like Kalyanotsav, right? So when like Srinivasa Kalyanotsav, Rama Kalyanotsav, and things like that. So they keep doing this marriages between Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita, right? So it is very important. It's a very very significant this one, and this impressions makes a lot of difference in our heart. So this is a very important thing to note. Why? Because Mother Sita is the sum total of the energy of the Lord and Lakshmi Devi, right? And Lakshmi Devi should be married to Lord Ramachandra, and we should learn, or we should get accustomed and learn to derive pleasure by bringing Lord Ram and Sita together, like Radha and Krishna together, right? So that is the mood, actually. That is the mood of the Vaishnavas. So the Vaishnavas mood is not that I will get the audience of Krishna and I will enjoy with Krishna. No, that is not the mood. So our mood is that we want to be a servant, we want to facilitate the Lord's pleasure pastimes with his dear devotees. And here Lord Ramachandra is meeting his dear like consort Lakshmi Devi, Sita Maharani, for the first time in the Leela, in the Mithila. And we see that Vishwamitra Muni plays a major role in this. He, after training Lord Ramachandra, he takes to the Swayamvar, and then there Lord Ramachandra very easily breaks the Shiva Dhanush, and then later on he breaks the Vishnu Dhanush also, which was brought by Parashuram. And in this way, like Lord Ramachandra gains the hand of Mother Sita. So this is a kind of very like amazing pastime where devotees should relish this pastime again and again, right? Okay, so let's continue. Ya satyapasha parivita piturnidesham strainasya chapi shirasa jagrihe sabharya rishyam shriyam pranayina suhrudo nivasam tyaktva yayovanam asunyiva mukta sangaha. Carrying out the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramachandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residents, and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life and went to the forest with Sita. This we had already discussed. So let's go further. Rakshasvasur Vyakrita Rupam Ashuddha Buddhe Stasyaha Karaha Trishira Dushana Mukhya Bandhun Jagne Chaturdasha Sahasram Aparaniya Kodandapanir Kodandapanirataman Uvasa Krichram. While wandering in the forest, where he accepted a life of hardship, carrying his invincible bow and arrows in his hand, Lord Ramachandra deformed Ravana's sister, who was polluted by lusty desires, by cutting off her nose and ears. He also killed her 14,000 Rakshasa friends, headed by Kara, Trishira, and Dushana. Right. So here we see, so very important, this one, we see that Lord Ramachandra is accepting these hardships as we had discussed before, and he is carrying his invincible bow. And when Ravana's sister Shurpanaka, she actually came and she was trying to seduce. And here it is mentioned, Lord Ramachandra deformed Ravana's sister. Why it is so mentioned? No, actually it is Lakshmana who deformed. So this is something very important to note. Now, when we are trying to do preaching, when we are trying to do some devotional service, so our mistake is that I am doing, no, kartaham iti manyate, ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So we should always know that it is the Lord who is actually inspiring me. It is the Lord who is actually giving me the strength. It is the Lord who is actually getting things done. I am an infinitesimal anu. No, I am a very, very insignificant soul. What can I do? No, I cannot do anything. And everything that is happening by the grace of the Lord, and all the credit should be passed on to the Lord, right? So if we say that anything that is happening in this world, so it is done by the Lord, it is not a fault. No, it's actually, no, he is the sarva karana karanam. He is the ultimate cause of all the causes, and he should rightfully take the credit, or we should rightfully offer the credit to the Lord. And here, no, one such instance is there where Lord Ramachandra is called as, no, he deformed the no, Shurpanaka. And then, no, amazing, another amazing pastime that is there, that is Lord Ramachandra killed the 14,000 no soldiers, no, who were the soldiers of Kara, Trishira, and Dushana. No, all these people. So they were all associates of Ravana, and then they had 14,000 soldiers in the Dandakaranya forest. They were actually, owning, kind of, they were the dons of the place. But then Lord Ramachandra, he killed all of them in just 1 hour. Now we can imagine 14,000 in 1 hour. So in 1 minute, how many soldiers he would have killed? No, it's massive, massive amount of this one. And Lord Ramachandra's using of bow is really amazing. So he is kind of he uses it just like the heavy tornado, if it goes, how it will go. In the same way, he uses his bow, in an amazing way. That is like very, very difficult to counteract, very difficult to even see, imagine like how fast the arrows are coming. And Lord Ramachandra finished all the 14,000 soldiers singly. No, it's not Lakshman also was like doing some job like 50-50 they divided. No, Lord Ramachandra single-handedly finished all the 14,000 soldiers who were present over there. In fact, these are all things, something which was giving signals to Ravana, know that this person is a really, really great person. In fact, no, Ravana, he was he was getting many signals. So when the Shiva Dhanush was broken, and then like in the marriage ceremony of Lord Rama, also Ravana actually comes in disguise and sees that. No, then after that, in fact, over there, like so many funny things and all happens. And whenever Ravana comes and sees Lord Ramachandra in disguise, he would see like, no, this guy is like an ordinary man. No, what can he do? So then he will again get so much of information. Oh, Lord Ramachandra did this. Lord Ramachandra did this, and then he would again get fear. But then whenever he used to see him, like, no, he's an ordinary man. He's so sadhu. He's so soft and things like that. Where is he going to be a threat for me? No, like that. Anyways, let's continue the discussion here. सीता कथा श्रवण दीपित हृच्छयेन शिष्टं विलोकनपते दशकन्दरेण जज्ञे पुथै पुत अद्भुते तैन वपुषाश्रमन्तो प्रकृष्टो मारीचमाशु विशिखेन यथा कगुग्रम्. O Parikshit, when Ravana, who had 10 heads on his shoulders, heard about the beautiful and attractive features of Sita, his mind was agitated by lusty desires, and he went to kidnap her. No, like this is the problem, no, of the demons. They hear the beauty of the goddess of fortune, and rather than seeing that how the goddess of fortune can be united with the Lord, they want to enjoy her. Right? So, to distract Lord Ramachandra from his ashram, Ravana sent Maricha in the form of a golden deer. And when Lord Ramachandra saw that wonderful deer, he left his residence and followed it and finally killed it with a sharp arrow, just as Lord Shiva killed Daksha. Now, this sloka actually summarizes a lot of things. So, actually speaking, here we see that when Maricha, so he was there present, creating ruckus in the Vishwamitra's like a sacrifice, and Lord Ramachandra. So when he came with Vishwamitra before his marriage, even then, no, he had an opportunity to kill this Maricha, but then he left him, no, because he knew that his pastimes will be facilitated by this demon Maricha, and then he shot an arrow at Marisha in such a way that he flew 800 miles. And it is mentioned that he fell in the place called Mauritius. So Mauritius actually comes from the word Marich. So like, and then he fell over there. And then when Ravana, he wanted to kidnap Mother Sita, he went and approached Marich, and then he told that, no, you should help me, and you should help me, and I want to kidnap the mother. I want to kidnap Sita, who is the wife of Lord Rama. So, or Rama, like he didn't tell Lord. The moment he heard the Ram's name, Marisha, like, no, he was like terrified. He was thinking that, no, so I'm actually fearing this personality, and I'm hiding out in this place, no, just to escape from him. Even if somebody like tells some word starting with Ra, no, I fear whether no the word Rama comes out. So I fear so much. Wherever I see only Lord Rama, and I'm no trembling in fear, no, of fear of this personality. No, please don't send me there. No, please, I will not do this job. So then Ravana says, you see, like, I have not come here to ask some favor from you. I have come to give you an order. You are going to go as a deer, and you are going to like deviate Lord Rama from his ashram, and I will kidnap Mother Sita. So this, when he hears this, no, he understands, anyway, now my death has come very close. No, I cannot do anything. So my death is like, dancing on my head. So it is only a choice whether I have to die in the hands of Ravana. If I don't accept the proposal of Ravana, he's going to kill me just right now. And another option is to be killed by Lord Rama. So he saw that, okay, fine. If I get killed by Lord Rama, no, it is better. If I get killed by Ravana, no, I will definitely go to hell. So there is no other option. So better I'll not die in the hands of Lord Rama. So in that way, he makes a choice, and then he goes there. And as a deer, he goes and we all know those pastimes, how Mother Sita gets attracted by the deer, and then he asks Lord Ramachandra to get the deer. And simultaneously, like we see that Lakshmana is protecting Sita Devi. And then when this Marich was killed by Lord Ramachandra, so then he actually makes a fake voice, calling out to Lakshman and Sita. And when this voice is heard, Sita actually chastises Lakshmana, who was unwilling to go, leaving Mother Sita. she actually chastises Lakshmana and sends him to see to the welfare of Lord Rama. And that time, like Ravana comes in the garb of a sadhu, and then he actually kidnaps Mother Sita. Right. So this is the story of this one. So let's read a little more further. Okay. रक्षोधमेन विकवद्विपिने समक्षं वैदेहराजदुहित्री अपयापितायां भ्रातृपने कृपणवत् प्रियया वियुक्त स्त्रीसङ्गिनां गतिमिति प्रयतांश्चचार. When Lord Ramachandra entered the forest and Lakshmana was also absent, the worst of Rakshasas, Ravana, kidnapped Sita Devi, the daughter of King of Videha. Just as a tiger seizes unprotected sheep when the shepherd is absent, the Lord Ramachandra wandered in the forest. Then Lord Ramachandra wandered in the forest with his brother Lakshmana, as if very much distressed due to separation from his wife. Thus, he showed by his personal example, the condition of a person attached to women. Right? So it's a very heavy shloka. So this has a lot of amazing things to see. So first is that we discussed how Ravana kidnapped Sita Devi, and he's called as Sita Devi is called as Vaidehi. Vaidehi. Why she is called as Vaidehi? Because she is the daughter of King Videha. So another name of these, the kings who came in this dynasty, they are called as Videha. Videha means like they were like so transcendentally situated. They were beyond the bodily consciousness. All the kings, the many kings were called in the name of Videha in their dynasty, and Sita Devi is coming from that dynasty, so she is called as Vaidehi, right? And then here Ravana actually abducts Mother Sita. Then what happens is a very important thing. Lord Ramachandra wanders in the forest with his brother Lakshmana, as if very much distressed due to separation from his wife. So Lord Ramachandra, he is crying in separation of Mother Sita, and then he is going to every single creeper and tree and every single entity, even living and non-living. He is asking, have you seen Mother Sita? Have you seen Mother Sita? Where has she gone? So in this way, like, he's actually expressing a very deep emotion. In fact, this lays a very strong foundation for the next pastimes, that is the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where this is the mood, this is the crest jewel of all the emotions of the devotional service, the Viraha Bhava, or the devotion in separation, right? So here in the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita, both of them actually go through this intense separation, and they constantly think of each other, and then they are constantly absorbed in the thought of their companionship, right? So in this way, this is considered to be one of the greatest spiritual emotions, spiritually speaking. But then here there is this one that is there in Ramayana. We see that there are two kinds of lessons always that is there. One is the internal lessons that needs to be digested, that will be that which can be decoded by the devotees of the Lord. Another is the external reason, that which teaches the common public. And these two things are very nicely woven into the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, that it is it's like a very amazing perfect fit. All the spiritual emotions are very nicely captured, and at the same time there is amazing lessons to be derived from the life of Lord Ramachandra. And Lord Ramachandra's pastimes are quite safe. Nobody can misunderstand, nobody can misconstrue anything, and many wonderful lessons can be derived from the life of Lord Ramachandra. Right, so here, the final line, it mentions, thus he showed by his personal example the condition of a person who is attached to women. Right? So this is something very important, that like all of us, or many of us, actually enter into the grahastha ashram and then live with a family and things like that. So family means there is a wife, children, and no relatives and things like that. And often in Srimad Bhagavatam, we will find this thing to be criticized. why does this family is being criticized? Is it bad? Is it bad to live with a legitimate wife, children, and relatives and things like that? So it is not bad, but as we were discussing in terms of one's relationship with one's children, now how we should understand that the children are not my children, they are children of Krishna. Now all the souls, I cannot produce any soul, I can only produce some body from my union with my companion. And then even this body, now how it is produced, what is the ingredients of this body? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. No, this is all energy of the Lord. No, the Lord says that Bhumi Rapa Analavayo Kammano Buddhirevacha Ahankara Mitiyam Me Binna Prakritirashtada. So this is all energy of the Lord. The material ingredients with which the body is made is energy of the Lord, and the soul is part and parcel of the Lord. It's only by ignorance, no, we feel that this is mine, no, these children are mine. In the same way, we should always remember that we may have somebody as our wife, somebody as our family members and things like that, but then we should always remember, no, they are part and parcel of the Lord, they are meant to be engaged in the service of the Lord, right? So that is the mood in which, we should actually have every relationship in this world, no, not only the children or a wife or relatives or anything. Now we should always have this kind of a mood. And then, no, we should beget legitimate children according to the codes of dharma. No, we are expected to live according to the codes of dharma. So of course, this is a time for adharma. Kali Yuga is a time for adharma to flourish. But then if we can follow the codes of dharma, we can be very happy and peaceful. Otherwise, no, life will be very miserable, right? So it is just these instructions may look a little harsh, or maybe looking to be like what is that, completely outdated, or some kind of a orthodox kind of a thing. But then it is for our security, it's for our well-being. It's very good if we can actually take up these instructions and then apply in our lives, right? So here we see that the attachment to women women means, like, for men it is women and women it is men. So attachment to the opposite sex in general is considered to be the shackle. This material world is called as maithuna agara. So jail where there is no bars. What is a bar in this jail? Why will people not go out from this jail? Because there is this sex pleasure. That is the shackle that is put in this world. And because of this pleasure is there, everyone is content. Everyone is like, nobody wants to get out of this world. Even if liberation is offered to people, nobody wants to get out of this place, because every one of us is shackled by this one very strong thing. That's why Krishna also mentions, when Arjuna asked this question, what is the greatest enemy in this world? Atakkena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha anicham apivarshnaya baladiva niyojitaha. Even if I want to do something good, something, I feel some enemy of mine is just pulling me down. What is that, Krishna? Please tell me. And Krishna is telling that kamayesha krodayesha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma vidyenam hiya vairinam. It is lust only, Arjuna, which is actually born of mode of passion, which is actually binding this world, which is binding every single living entity in this world and not allowing them to get out of this place, right? So that is the greatest thing. And if we can beget religious children, you can talk to your mentors and whoever is guiding you how to beget religious children, not to beget children like cats and dogs. So we should beget religious children, and in that way this the tendency to unite with the opposite sex can be purified, and the attachment should be there for the Supreme Lord. We should do everything for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. And that is the ideal family life is supposed to be like the husband should be attracted to Krishna, Guru and Krishna, and the wife should be very much very nicely serving the husband, who is very pious and who is very nicely engaged in Krishna consciousness. So this is the ideal family life. Right, so that's mentioned here. So here Lord Ramachandra is showing excessive attachment to Mother Sita. That is not to be misconstrued as a mundane thing. No, Mother Sita is the pleasure potency of the Lord, and Lord Ramachandra is the master and Lord of everything. And their relationship is very, very sacred and very it cannot be brought down to the mundane sense. But then here the external lessons that we can get is that we should not be too much attached to people around us. No, so that is going to be a cause of our downfall. Rather, we should attach to the people, thinking that these are all servants of no Krishna. These are all like my family members. They are servants of Krishna, and I should take care of them very nicely. So in that way, we can be attached, but we cannot be attached saying that this is my child, this is my wife, this is my family. It is meant for my enjoyment. So then that is not very good. No, that's what is mentioned here. Right? Okay, so let's continue a little bit more. Dadvatmakritya hatakritya mahan kabandham sakyam vidaya kapibir daita gatim tai bhutvatvalini hata palgabhindra sainyai velam magat samanujo manujoja bhavar chithangrihi. Lord Ramachandra, whose lotus feet are worshipped by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, had assumed the form of a human being. Thus, he performed the funeral ceremony of Jatayu, who was killed by Ravana. The Lord then killed the demon named Kabanda, and after making friends with monkey chiefs, killing Vali, and arranging for the deliverance of Mother Sita, he went to the beach of the ocean. This is like this chapter is like a fast forward of Ramayana. So one very important thing we can see, that Lord Ramachandra performing the funeral ceremony of Jatayu. This is a very amazing thing. Jatayu is an example of a devotee, amazing devotee. So most of the times we actually measure our success based on what is the result that we are producing. And that's our disease in the material world. Especially in Kali Yuga, this disease is magnified like anything. So what's our result? And here we see Jatayu. What is his result? His result is failure. So no failure in the battle, with Ravana. But then no, actually what he achieved is the ultimate success, because Lord Ramachandra personally performed his funeral ceremony, right? So he accepted him as equivalent to his father, and as equivalent to his agraj, means like elder. So, and Lord Ramachandra appreciated Jatayu very much, right? So, and even in the case, Jatayu's case, we see that a very important principle that we need to learn in our devotional service. He knew that he is not, definitely not a right match. He cannot match with Ravana. So but still he offered a fight with Ravana. So why did he do so? Because this is the service, right? So when Srila Prabhupada went to the West, his mood was like this. The instruction that he received was spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, especially in the Western world. And Srila Prabhupada took this instruction, and he saw that it is insurmountable. It's so huge an instruction. It is not possible to execute this instruction. But then, that doesn't matter. Whether it is possible to execute or not, it doesn't matter. An instruction is given. How sincerely I try to execute that instruction, that is very important. Whether I succeed or not, that is immaterial. Even if I fail, even if I fall dead like Jatayu, it doesn't matter, right? So I have tried my best in to execute the service of a service that is given by my spiritual master, given by Srila Prabhupada, given by the Supreme Lord and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in their remembrance, if I can execute a service, then it is glorious. Even if I don't succeed in that, even if I fail and fall dead like Jatayu, it's always a glorious thing to be engaged in the service. So we should always be as we were discussing in the aspect of Lakshmi ji. So Lakshmi ji, the success, the all the opulences that we have, and everything belongs to everything is kind of a representation of Lakshmi ji, and Lakshmi ji should be used in the service of Lord, or united with the Lord, right? So we should not bother about the results. The results is, if nice results come, oh, it's very nice. I can engage that in the service of the Lord. If the results doesn't come, still it's okay. I have to be engaged in the service of the Lord. This unwavering, service attitude is very, very important. And attachment to the results, in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, every single chapter, this is something that I traced out, in my multiple readings of Bhagavad Gita. In every single chapter, the most condemned thing is that attachment to the fruits of one's action. No, that's the most condemned thing. So like Krishna again and again says, like, no, please don't be attached to the fruits of your action. That's the most degraded thing, right? And here we are seeing that Jatayu was an amazing example where he knows that he is going to meet with failure, but still he marched forward and he attacked, Ravana, and he was killed. And later Lord Ramachandra traversed the forest, and then he went to different places. He killed Kabanda. He killed Vali, and then he made pacts with the Vanaras, and then they all supported Lord Ramachandra, and they went to the ocean to cross the beach to go to Lanka, right? Yadro Yadrosha Vibrama Vivritta Katakshapata Sambranta Nakra Makaro Bhayaghirna Goshaha Sindhu Shriya Arhanam Parigrihya Rupi Padaravindam Pagamya Babashayetad. After reaching the beach, Lord Ramachandra fasted for 3 days, awaiting the arrival of ocean personified. When the ocean did not come, the Lord exhibited his pastimes of anger. Simply by his glancing over the ocean, all the living entities within it, including the crocodiles and sharks, were agitated by fear. Then the personified ocean fearfully approached Lord Ramachandra, taking all paraphernalia to worship him. Falling at Lord's lotus feet, the personified ocean spoke as follows. Right? We will also fast forward a little bit. Natvam vayam jata diya nuvidama bhuman kutastamadi purusham jagatam yat sattvatam yat sattvata suragana rajasa prajesha manyoscha bhuta patayascha bhavan guneshah. O all pervading Supreme Person, we are dull minded and did not understand who you are. But now we understand that you are the Supreme Person, the Master of the entire universe, the unchanging and original personality of Godhead. The demigods are infatuated with the mode of goodness, the Prajapatis with the mode of passion, and the Lord of ghosts with the mode of ignorance. But you are the master of all these qualities. And here we see very important this one. The Bhagavatam is going in a fast pace, no, where the pastime of Lord Ramachandra is summarized. But then wherever prayers are coming, no, we will see this happening again and again in Srimad Bhagavatam. Wherever there are prayers are coming, no, again the spotlight will be there on the prayers, and the prayers will go get detailed, and the pastimes will go like little faster, or maybe summarizing and things like that. Why it is so? Because these prayers are like invested with the gems of ultimate conclusion of Krishna consciousness. So these prayers are very important to be meditated upon, right? So here we see that the ocean god is telling that we are dull minded. We are used to like so much of opulence and so much of worship and honor and things like that. So we have actually become very dull minded. No, please forgive us, my Lord. Like, no, please, like, no, give us a chance. In that way, like he is praying and did not understand who you are, but now we understand you are the Supreme Person, the Master of the entire universe, the unchanging original personality of Godhead. The demigods are infatuated with mode of goodness. No, it's like the mode of goodness conditions a person. The Prajapatis with mode of passion, the lords of ghosts with mode of ignorance, and you are the master of all these qualities. So they are saying that what we can do, like we are bound by this prakriti, prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So demigods take this opportunity to say what to do, my Lord. Like we are controlled by the modes of nature, and you are the controller of this. And like we are. I'm very sorry that I couldn't respond to you immediately, but then we are controlled by our modes, the material modes of nature. Please excuse us, like that. Text 15. Kamam prayahi jahi vishravasो vameham trailokya ravanam avapnuhi virapatnim bandi nisetumiha te yashasho vitatyai gayanti dikvijayino yamupetya bhupah. My Lord, you may use my waters as you like. Indeed, you may cross it and go to the abode of Ravana, who is the great source of disturbance and crying for the three worlds. He is the son of Vishrava, but is condemned like urine. So why it is told as condemned like urine? So like it is the urine and the semen comes from the same place. If a son is qualified enough, he is a devotee of the Lord, he is considered to be son. No, he is considered to be putra. Otherwise, he is considered to be mutra. No, that's the Vedic version. So that's what here it's mentioned. He is the son of Vishrava, but he is condemned like urine. Please go kill him and thus regain your wife Sita Devi. O great hero, although my water presents no impediment to your going to Lanka, please construct a bridge over it to spread your transcendental fame. Upon seeing this wonderfully uncommon deed of your lordship, all great heroes and kings in the future will glorify you. So this is the request by the ocean god, that please construct a bridge over me so that your fame will be like spoken. Okay. बद्वोदधु रघुपतिर्विविधारिकूटैः सेतुं कपीन्द्रकरकम्पित भू भूरुकाङ्गैः सुग्रीवनीलहनुमत्प्रमुखैरनीकैर्लङ्कं विभीषण दृशैव दृशाविशद अग्रदग्धाम्. Shukadev Goswami said, after constructing a bridge over the ocean by throwing into water the peaks of mountains whose trees and other vegetations had been shaken by the hands of great monkeys, Lord Ramachandra went to Lanka to release Sita Devi from the clutches of Ravana. With the direction and help of Vibhishan, Ravana's brother, the Lord, along with the monkey soldiers headed by Sugriva, Neela, and Hanuman, entered Ravana's kingdom Lanka, which had previously been burned by Hanuman. Right? So this is a very, very glorious act, where this whole bridge is being made. And then Vibhishan, who's brother of Ravana, but then he was trying to give good counsel to Ravana to release Mother Sita, but then he was not listening to. Then he actually came to Lord Rama's party. And it's also glorious to hear. Sometimes we can hear about how Lord Rama accepted Vibhishan into his party. So that's the greatness of Lord Rama. In fact, Lord Rama is always so magnanimous. He is, what is that? He is the ultimate supreme Lord, and he is the shelter of everyone. And he is always eager to give shelter to every single person, right? So in that way, like we can see that Lord Rama is always accommodating. So though Vibhishan was the brother of Ravana, he could very easily enter into Lord Ram's party. So we can see that this cannot happen. If somebody would have come from Lord Ram's party to Ravana, Ravana would have doubted them seriously, as close as one's brother and things like that. But then Lord Rama is like magnanimous. He's all good, and he can accommodate everyone. And like it is the amazing aspect. That's why we should never think that whether will the Lord accept me or not. No, Lord is always very eager to accept us, how much ever bad we are. No, how much ever bad we are, the Lord is always ready to accept us. No, we should never have a doubt that Lord will reject us at any point in time. Okay, Savana Vendra Bala Ruddha Viraha Koshta Sridvara Gopura Sado Valabhi Vitanka Nibrajyamana Dishana Dvajahema Kumbha Shringataka Gajakulair Hradi Niva Gurnam. After entering Lanka, the monkey soldiers led by the chiefs like Sugriva, Neela, and Hanuman occupied the sporting houses, granaries, treasuries, palace doorways, city gates, assembly house, palace frontage, and even the resting house of the pigeons. When the city's crossroads, platforms, flags, and golden water pots on its dome were all destroyed, the entire city of Lanka appeared like a river disturbed by a herd of elephants. Amazing description. रक्षपतिस्तदवलोक्य निकुम्भ कुम्भ धूम्रक्ष दुर्मुख सुरान्तक नरान्तकादीन् पुत्रं प्रहस्तमतिकाय विकम्पनादीन् सर्वागुणान् सर्वानुगान् समहिनोद अत कुम्भकर्णम्. When Ravana, the master of the Rakshasas, saw the disturbance created by the monkey soldiers, he called for Nikumba, Kumbha, Dhumraksha, Durmukha, Surantaka, Narantaka, and other Rakshasas, and also his son Indrajit. Therefore, thereafter he called for Prahasta, Atikaya, Vikampa, and finally Kumbhakarna. Then he induced all his followers to fight against the enemies. So, these are all personalities who went one after another and got killed by the Lord Ramachandra and his army. Right? Tam yatudana pratanam ashishula chapa prashrashti shakti sharatomara kakta durgam sugriva lakshmana marutsuta gandamada nila gadaksha panashadivir anvitoghat. Lord Ramachandra, surrounded by Lakshmana and monkey soldiers like Sugriva, Hanuman, Gandamada, Nila, Angada, Jambavan, Panasa, attacked the soldiers of the Rakshasas who were fully equipped with various invincible weapons like swords, lances, bows, prashas, rishtis, shakti arrows, kadgas, and thomaras. No? These are all various kinds of weapons that were used. But then Lord Ramachandra's army did not have all of them, but then they won over. Right? So how did they won over? This is a very, very gem of a sloka in this whole chapter, I would say. So let's chant the sloka. तेनीकप्पा रघुपतेरभिपत्य सर्वे द्वन्द्वं विरूतं इवपत्ति रथास्वयोधैः जग्मुर्द्रुमैर्गिरिगदेषु शुभिर्अङ्गदाय सीताविमर्शहतमङ्गलरावणेशान्. Angada and the other commanders of the soldiers of Ramachandra faced the elephants, infantry, horses, and chariots of the enemy and hurled against them big trees, mountain peaks, clubs, and arrows. Thus, the soldiers of Lord Ramachandra killed Ravana's soldiers who had lost all good fortune because Ravana had been condemned by anger of Mother Sita. Right? So here, Prabhupada actually offers a very nice purport. Let's see the purport. The soldiers of Lord Ramachandra recruited in jungle were all monkeys and did not have proper equipment with which to fight the soldiers of Ravana. For Ravana's soldiers were equipped with weapons of modern warfare, whereas the monkeys could only throw stones, mountain peaks, and trees. It was only Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana who shot some arrows. But because the soldiers of Ravana were condemned by the curse of Mother Sita, the monkeys were able to kill them simply by throwing stones and trees. Right? So this is a very important point to note. Right? So we don't need to be very, very great heroes. We just need to be a good servants of the Lord. Now, if we are good servants of the Lord, if we are taking on the side of the Lord Ramachandra or Lord Krishna, so then the preaching mission, the spreading of Krishna consciousness will definitely happen. How much ever powerful the opponent party may be, how much ever powerful they could be, because they are completely sinful, they cannot stand in front of the Lord. No, they cannot stand in front of the Daivi Shakti, no, the Lord's supreme power. And here we see that we are all simple sadhus and we are trying to preach the message of Krishna consciousness. On the other side, big people, materialists, who are trying to deceive people into sense gratification. No, but then no, we are simply, and with a lot of mistakes and a lot of faults and things like that, we may try to present our Krishna consciousness, but very easily people are becoming devotees. Now, why people are becoming devotees? Because it is the Daivi Shakti, because it is the time favoring for spreading the message of Krishna consciousness, and it must come true. The message of Krishna consciousness must spread in all directions because it is the prediction of Nityananda Prabhu, it is the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is the desire of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and everyone, all the Guru Parampara. It must come true, right? So we can be like this monkeys, throw stones and still we will get results, right? So this is the right time. Every single devotee should meditate upon how I can do something for this mission of Krishna consciousness, how I can do something to spread this mission of Krishna consciousness. So very soon we are going to get Kartik month. So we should all be the nice monkeys of Lord Ramachandra, nice devotees of Lord Krishna. We should try to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. We should try to induce as many people as possible to chant the very sweet Damodar Ashtakam and offer lamps to the Supreme Lord Krishna. And in this way, all their lives can become touched by the Krishna consciousness, and they can all become favorably disposed. It is possible because the Daivi Shakti is acting now, right? So the time is very ripe for this spreading of mission of Krishna consciousness. Okay, anyway, so we'll just read a little bit more. There are two kinds of strength, Daivi and Purashkara. Daivi refers to the strength achieved from the transcendence, and Purashkara refers to strength organized by one's own intelligence and power. Transcendental power is always superior to the power of materialists. Depending on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, one must fight one's enemies, even though one may not be equipped with modern weapons. Therefore, Krishna instructed Arjuna, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha, think of me and fight. We should fight our enemy to the best of our ability, but for victory, we must depend on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So, with this, we will kind of stop our discussion today. Any questions or comments is there, we can discuss for some time. Hare Krishna. Okay, there is a question in the chat box. Hare Krishna. You mentioned how the prayers are vividly described. When I'm reading, I just fast forward these prayers and go to the pastime narration. That is, could not find much attachment to the prayers in the Bhagavatam. Please guide how we can increase the mood of meditation on the prayers mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So prayers actually bring in the mood of the devotee, the intense relationship, that is there. It actually establishes the sambandha, and then it actually gives the ultimately, like, we want to become devotees of the Lord. And devotees of the Lord means like we have a sambandha, we have a relationship with the Lord. And when we see these, each and every devotee who's offering a prayer to the Lord, or a demigod who's offering a prayer to the Lord, we can actually see that there is a relationship that is existing between that person and the Supreme Lord. And that's very nice. That's very sweet, actually. So we should meditate upon that aspect. And also, they come about with so much of philosophical conclusions and the ultimate conclusion of all the scriptures and things like that. So these prayers encompass a lot of, it's a power packed, this one. So we have so many wonderful prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam. So I would request devotees not to fast forward the prayers. So prayers, we can put a lot of focus on. In fact, we can meditate upon, we can chant the prayers of the Lord, prayers offered by the devotees to the Lord, and that can actually increase our attachment to the Lord, right? So that's very nice. So we should do that. One thing that we can actually look upon is that there is a specific relationship that is there with the Lord and this particular person who's offering the prayer. And that aspect, because we are suffering from that disease, we are not able to relate with the Lord. We are not able to connect with the Lord. That sambandha will become very, very strong. And then much more we will get in the prayers. So at least this one point I just want to highlight on that. Okay, any other questions or comments?
So any questions? So thank you very much, Prabhu, for such a wonderful class. I relished a lot hearing Ramayana. I heard it for the second time, but it was really wonderful. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So devotees are very much eager to hear Bhagavatam. This is what we understand, and your association will surely help them to go to the next level. So we seek your prayers, Prabhuji, and your blessings. And
so I always like to see the report from Belandur sector. So nice preaching, and more importantly, many volunteers are getting involved, and the personal touch that you people are offering, like under the leadership of Kartikeya Prabhu, is very amazing. So like many souls are personally touched by the program, the Gita Course program recently that is organized, and also this daily Bhagavad Gita sessions and things like that. It's really very wonderful. Thanks a lot for your seva. So it's like a big Vanara Sena, which is like destroying a lot of Maya's army. That's very nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. So, Prabhuji, this Saturday, there's a Yuva festival that is organized, and His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu is going to give class.
Yeah.
And devotees are planning a lot of things. There is some drama that is planned, and some kids are going to recite some shlokas, and some games are also planned.
Nice.
Devotees
Very
are
nice.
planning all this.
Yeah. All the best. All the best. May
Thank you
everything
very much.
come out nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So let's one time chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, praying for Prabhuji's health. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.